Green Bay Day to Day. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy, Beefy Bitch. We're doing this on a Monday, yet again. That's how we do. And I don't know, man, as much as I'd like to talk about some of the games that went on yesterday, on Sunday, man, I don't know. I don't know if there's really much of import to talk about, but the Vikings lost in historically bad fashion. But otherwise, I mean, even the Chiefs-Chargers wasn't, I wouldn't, I mean, it was entertaining, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I mean, it was like, it didn't really feel like it was much of a contest, even though it ended up 30-27, I think was the final score in that one. But with a minute or so, right, like a minute and a half, I think, just north of a minute and a half, of course, Patrick Mahomes goes right down the field and, hey, it's 6, So, so I think we'll just talk mostly about the Packers today, because some people are suggesting that it might be time for Jordan Love, and I would caution against that, not because I don't believe in him or anything like that. It's, there might be something very good there at some point, but I feel like we would have heard about it by now, because with Patrick Mahomes, I mean, they were talking about him, with Aaron Rodgers, they were like, yeah, we're pretty confident in our guy. But with Jordan Love, like, boy, howdy, is it quiet, and, they're talking about him like he's I don't know, like he's a legitimate trade value, and he very well may be, by the way. I really don't know. It's could be, could not be, but excuse me. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that the right thing to do is to bench Rodgers. I mean, to be fair, Aaron has had, he's dealt with a lot. He's dealing with a thumb. I don't know how much of a factor that is. Sometimes he's right on target. Sometimes he kind of misses a guy. There was a pass over the middle late in the game, where Sammy Watkins, maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. It looked like he pulled up a little bit, and then ball kind of sailed away, and that was it. But let me see. Okay, so let's just get into some questions. We were just talking about it. Should we start Jordan Love? No, and I don't think so. And to finish on my point just a second ago, of course, I fucking lost my train of thought. They were fucking, like Cobb's been injured, right? Watkins himself has been injured. The guy that I was talking about, Aaron Rodgers, missing. Who else? Both the guys, Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson, have both suffered a little bit of injury time. I mean, that sucks. I'm not making excuses necessarily, right? I'm not saying, and that's why we lost the game. We lost the game because we played very badly. It really did seem like, okay, like they went to stop the run. That was good. That was smart. That was, it caused Ryan Tannehill to throw an interception. But otherwise, it was like you'd get into third and 5, and then they'd throw it. And it's like, well, okay, so I guess that they just converted the third down. Because it was like, I don't know, it seemed like we were just playing like off coverage in a way that was like, just let them get the first down, and that's it. It's like, either it's like, okay, they stupidly disrespected him in a manner that's like, what am I trying to say here? Like they believed like Malik Willis was going to be the one playing against them, which may be the case, right? That might be what they were thinking, and then, it turns out they're actually playing against fucking injured Tannehill still, maybe. But, no, they made him look really fucking good. And they still didn't stop Derrick Henry very often. Although they did get a good turnover on downs in the red zone. But so I don't know, man. I as far as all that stuff goes, it's like, I don't know. What do you say, man? Like, it's kind of a shot season, I think. I mean, maybe it isn't. Maybe there really is like a God, I don't know. I mean, the Vikings did just lose, but they would have to fucking basically lose out, including to us, because we lost to them early. I mean, it wouldn't really. The point of that is that you want to win the later game if you're going to win only one of them. So I don't know. I mean, as far as all that stuff goes, it's like it's maybe, but probably not. There's nothing. I don't think there's really anything else to. What are you playing for? Obviously, yeah, the next couple of weeks you go out and you try, but we got Philadelphia, who is, just survived against Indianapolis, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. And then we have Chicago, who looks better than we thought. So I don't. What's the light at the end of this tunnel? I think that those are very easily both losing, those contests we could lose very quickly, and then at 9 losses, right? You're not talking about the playoffs, not the way the Cowboys and the Eagles and the Giants, and we'd lost the tiebreaker to the Commanders, right? The Lions won in pretty hilarious fashion against the Giants, So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what is one supposed to say about the season, right? Although Christian Watson does look like he's turning into a good receiver. It's good for us and good for him. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if there was anything to look forward to. I think we would have seen it by now. I don't know. You hate to call into question like whether or not somebody cares, but they're not playing with much intensity, not a lot of enthusiasm. So, and again, I hate to sound like that. I don't want to come off as like, how much does it really matter to you if you keep getting beat in these stupid fucking they're just winning ways, It's not, although that is a great fucking, so I was tweeting last night, obviously, and, on Thursday night, and, came through the pipeline that, there was a blown whistle, I guess, like they missed a pretty blatant hold. I think it was against Preston Smith late in the game. And then it was like a drive after that, because I didn't see that tweet at that point, but it's like a drive after that Elton Jenkins, he did grab a little bit of jersey, but I mean, boy, howdy, that's some ticky-tack, Like, I'm told that, like, every play has a holding, every play has a defensive holding, every play has a, some kind of, you can make almost any play have some argument for, like, a defensive pass interference, and, like, that's, obviously that wasn't the talking heads takeaway. It was just, the Packers season is over. Like, we all fucking know that, but how did the game transpire, I think, is what people are curious about, no? And so it was just, it felt like, man, they got some calls, and we didn't hardly get none of them, except for the ones where it's like, obviously, they're still subbing in. You win those, because you get those calls, But, so, okay. Yeah, we could do, we still got a few minutes here. We could do some questions. Talk about the Broncos, brother. So my buddy Jeff, he's I wouldn't say a big Broncos fan necessarily, so much as that's what he fucking lives for. He's a pretty fucking huge Broncos fan. And of course when he got Russell Wilson, I mean, he was talking about Super Bowl, he's like, and I mean, and the Russell Wilson of years past, I mean, he's fair to, because look at how that fucking defense is playing. And we just talked about this last week, but Dude, what do you tell your defense? I did get to check the Nick Wright, What's Right with Nick Wright show on YouTube today. I did get to peep that, and yeah, it's insane to realize that if they score 18 points a game, they are 9-1. But because they can't do that, because they have the worst offense in the NFL, crazy to think, considering the Packers exist and the Rams exist, and the Panthers exist. That it's like holy shit, fucking 9-1. Like I would get 6-3 instead of or whatever, 6-4 or whatever instead of 3-7 now. But yeah, fucking 9-1. That's how good out of their fucking mind that defense generally plays. Now I won't defend them on the touchdown. That was it was pretty inexcusable. They fucking just let him kind of walk in for all intents and purposes. I mean, it was Devontae Adams. It would make sense if it was fucking, John Willoughby, the 8th fucking string tight end or what, I think they go as deep as 3rd. But it was fucking Devontae Adams. How are you not keying in on that guy? It just confuses the fuck out of me, bro. But no, I mean, season's over. Nick Wright was correct, right? Like, sometimes you just gotta fucking, yep, there's no fucking shot in hell. I mean, they don't have a chance at the division. They don't have a chance at a wild card, I don't think, Any chance that they do kind of have is like, well, okay, but you need an opponent to lose out, and how many of them have you already lost to? Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers. Well, not Chiefs, but Raiders, Chargers, right? So there you go, already in your own division, right? So I don't know, man. Sorry, sucks to suck. So I've been on Russell Wilson's case for a while because it's like, bro, look at the plays he can make, and it's not been inaccurate. Yeah, he can do some incredible things, especially if he's willing to use his legs, which I think is one of the big deals. Is that he's not willing to use his legs, and that's why he loses, or why he has trouble making those kinds of plays. But they were like the explosive play capacity. It's like, yeah, but his accuracy comes into question at the pro level, and he fumbles a lot, or at least he did when he was a running quarterback. So, but, that's not one of those, oh, I told you so things. Who the fuck knows? I mean, it could have turned out to be fucking practically perfect. Okay. Okay, this is a good one, and then we'll sign off. If you could tear down a franchise and erect another one, well, I won't do that. I'll just which franchise would I tear down right now? Man, I hate to say it because I actually kind of am a little bit of a fan of the Panthers, but dude, I don't know. Even when things go well for them, if I think it's just as a general rule of thumb that you can say if I say that your opponent is going to score 13 points total, how do you think that game goes? We win by 10? 10 at least? 7 at the very worst? It's like, no, you only scored 3. So, 13-3 defeat, right? Another one of those cases where it's like, what do you tell your defense? They hold one of the most explosive quarterbacks to only 13, and, you gotta be like, yep, you gotta be better, right? So, but I'm not just going off of one contest, right? I mean, this is what was the year for the Panthers? Well, they've lost a couple of Super Bowls. I think outside of that, they've been to one NFC Championship game, which they lost. I think it would have to be the Panthers. Just in that culmination of obviously it's just as they are right now and their history. It's I don't think that they have a lot going on, maybe they'll figure it out in near future years, but I mean, I'm not holding my breath, and you shouldn't too. They've shown for the most part that they don't know what they're doing as an organization, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I've got the secret sauce for them, or at best that they just get very unlucky. They lost CMC, Luke Kuechly left early, so did Olsen, right? Olsen sort of early, but right. Cam's drop off wasn't a consistent decline so much as it was a fucking shuttling back down to earth. So, Yeah, I think the Panthers, and then I don't know, like, what the fuck I would do to, that's a crazy ass question. Like, where would I put it? How would I build it? Who to put, put in charge of all that shit? Like, I don't know, buddy. That's a lot to wonder, I guess. I don't fucking know. But so, all right, I got a clean 15. Oh, very close anyway. So, you guys can always find me at GB_D2D, D2D, sorry, on Twitter. And you can email me if you're interested at GB-D2D@outlook.com. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Thanks very much for listening. Bye-bye.